I've never been on this side of the camera before, so this feels a little awkward as well. If you really want to do something in life, if you're really passionate and you work your ass off to be there, I think you can be there. So I'm very happy. There are challenges that we meet almost every day. Sometimes there's no bus, sometimes there's no host, sometimes there's no food, sometimes there's really no place. But every day is a realization that you're making an attempt to stay alive. Hi, my name is Ambika and I'm on this journey from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and I'm doing it all on my own. Mostly I'm just paying for the transport, and the idea is to do it in as low a budget as possible, and visit places, meet people, experience different cultures, just be on the go for a while and see how the edge feels. So this is what this journey is all about. This is not a planned journey or something. I just happened to speak to a friend at 2 in the night, and randomly this idea came up that because I have nothing important lined up in the next coming months, so let me just pack my bags and be on it. Otherwise, I'm a travel writer, photographer and videographer. Basically, I do everything that gets me traveling. Up till this journey, I have never paid for my travel. So I basically work with adventure tour operators, and either it's about a blog that I have to give them, or a set of photographs or videos. So usually I work on the barter system, and that's how I travel. I've been traveling since the past 3 years quite extensively, and it's been an amazing journey. But up until now I've only traveled in the Himalayas. This is the time when I've come to explore down south, and it feels amazing. This journey will definitely make me a better person, broaden my horizons, and unfold the whole India to me, and that's the whole idea. I've never been on this side of the camera before, so this feels a little awkward as well. But I'm quite happy that as this journey is catching on, I'm getting more mileage, meeting new people, eating a lot, and the hosts are very kind. So the way I'm doing this is that in every state, I and my friends, we have recognized a set of certain hosts, and these hosts are welcoming me at their place. Their mothers are making me eat a lot of good food. So all of the states are, we've placed the states in a manner that I can go there, and the host I get to stay at the hostess place, and we explore things together. So yeah, I started my journey on the 1st of February from Kanyakumari, and then I went to Trivandrum, Kollam, Munnar, and now I'm here. So I think step by step I will reach Kashmir as well. That looks a very far-fetched idea. I'm sure once I do it and then I look at this video again, I'm sure we all can have a good laugh at it. But for now, it feels pretty far. It feels like a distant dream. And it's always a two-way journey. I always say this. It's not only about the physical travel you do. It's also about the journey within. So a lot is changing, a lot is different, and I'm very excited for everything that is happening. A lot of my friends, especially Niyog, has been really kind to me. He's organized all my hosts in Kerala, and it's amazing to see how everything is lining up magically, one after the other after the other. So I think it's important to realize that if you really want to do something in life, if you're really passionate and you work your ass off to be there, I think you can be there. So one thing leads to the other, and a chain of events starts unfolding, and it's truly magical to experience how beautiful life is. So I'm really thankful to all the people who are helping me in this journey, all my hosts and all my friends who are helping me find hosts. And yeah, that's it. I think I think everyone should travel as much as possible. Speaking of travel, it reminds me that this is the first time that I'm traveling on my own. Before this, I've taken groups, I've been with groups, I've been the official photographer, the blogger, so many other things, but never before have I packed my bags on my own and been on the roads all alone. And so there's this friend Utkarsh, he recently told me that if travel doesn't change you, you're not traveling right. So I think this is the kind of travel we all need to indulge in, evolve in, and feel alive with it. So I'm very happy. There are challenges that we meet almost every day. Sometimes there's no bus, sometimes there's no host, sometimes there's no food, sometimes there's really no place. But every day is a realization that you're making an attempt to stay alive, to protect yourself, to protect your dream, to take one step at a time. So it's very exciting. Apart from that, my previous travel experiences have been very heartwarming as well. I remember, there's this one instance. We were in a very small village called Mud. It's in Spiti, and there's a little girl over there. Her name is Keisha, and I happened to be there with a set of people, and I was just traveling around with my camera. We were supposed to leave in the afternoon, so I was traveling in the village all on my own. And it's a very small village. Mostly we don't even get electricity there. So what happens is I meet this girl. She's three and a half something. I met her on the street in the village, and she welcomed me home. And I started talking to her mother. It was amazing. And then suddenly Keisha's auntie comes in the home. So this auntie brings Keisha a biscuit, like it was a pack. So Keisha takes the biscuit, and the moment she opens it, she sees it's 2. And her first intent was to hand over one to me. The fact that a 3-year-old child realizes that the moment you have anything more than what you want, you should hand it over to someone else. I think that is what travel does to you. The kindness of strangers, different cultures, different people. Even a 3-year-old can bring such a lot of change in you. To see that the moment she had another biscuit, she just gave it to me. So, it has been a very transformational experience, and I hope we all could do this at one point in time or the other and go on doing this. So I have been born and brought up in Delhi in a very conventional environment where girls are not supposed to go out after 6, where girls are not supposed to wear denims, and where girls are not supposed to be outrageous. So all the cliches, basically, all the cliches ever possible. So my mother is a single parent, and hence she was always very protective about us. So while growing up, it was a very conditioned environment, and the footprints that we had to follow to survive in a particular setup. After my 12th, I enrolled myself in English honors. I think that changed a lot for me. Education can open a lot of windows. So maybe that is what English honors did to me. After that, I started working with American Express. I think that spoilt me big time. So Amex gave me a lot of money, and yes, I was a corporate hamster. I picked up a bag at 7 in the morning and came back at 9 in the evening, and it was something that I loved doing even at that time. I think it's the requirement of the situation that you have to deal with. So yes, I went to work. I took calls. I was a customer caller there. It was amazing. So Amex was a lot of money. As a result, simultaneously, I completed my master's in social work as well. Then I started working with this NGO, and that was another crazy experience. Women rights and freedom, and let's kill all the men. But later I realized that this is not what I want. That feminism is not about hating men. That feminism is not about making yourself out there very clear loudly that this is what I want. I think feminism is being comfortable in what you are. So anyway, I wanted to travel after all of that. I think that I'd seen a lot of what the world looks like, and I wanted to recede into the Himalayas. So that came a little early in my life. And yes, so I started working with a company that was based in Dehradun, and I started writing as a travel writer for them. That was fun, amazing fun. Trekking was introduced to me in a very nice manner. We trekked a lot, I wrote a lot. That is when I realized that, okay, I can write. So everybody who thinks that they can't write, trust me, there's one point or time or the other when you know that, okay, you can. And that's where blogging started. And you know, it's like destiny by design. Everything started happening one after the other. And magically now when I look back, it's a collage, it's a montage of experiences that form me today. So having said that, after working as a travel writer, I thought it's good to compile photographs and videos with your write-ups, and that's when I picked up a camera. Took a small course in photography and videography, and that opened a lot of avenues to me. I could travel more with the barter system, earn more with the videos and the photographs and the write-ups. So I think if you want to travel, you just need to find the right ways to to penetrate the system with what you want to do. A lot of people do this. They do sales to travel. So anything that gets you traveling, I think that kind of helped the journey. So at the same time, I'd say it has been a total transformation from where I was as a kid, the conventional person that I was, to where I am today. I think conditioning and unconditioning is what life is. So this is how the whole experience has been. At the same time, my only dream, I think I'm already living my dream. I know that's a very snobbish statement, but yes, this is my dream. To climax all of this, all now I would want is, I would work towards is a very small wooden cottage in Manali. I think that's all I want after this journey. To read a lot, have a lot of tea, drink a lot of books, live many sunsets and experience many sunrises. And yeah, that's what my dream is now. To travel, to find a home somewhere in Manali and write a lot. I think travel motivates me to travel more, So it's a very vicious circle. The more you travel, the more you want to travel. At the same time, when it started, the only motivation was that it doesn't matter what sex I belong to, if I'm a girl or a boy, I can travel. I can travel anyhow. I can live in as rugged conditions as anybody else can. So the motivation was to prove that simply because I'm a girl, it doesn't mean that I can't travel. Simply because I'm a girl, it doesn't mean that I can't trek. It doesn't mean that I can't pick up weights. I can't walk long hours, hike crazy distances. I think initially the motivation was to overthrow all the cliches and to break through everything that my family or the society thinks that a girl can't do. So all my life I was so filled in and rammed down the whole idea of patriarchy that by the time travel came in my life, I wanted to use travel as a method to prove that everything that has been taught to me up until now, everything that I have been treated like up until now is not true. So travel came as a redemption. Travel came as something that that helped me to prove that everything that has happened in the background of patriarchy and the way society functions is not the way I want to live my life. So my only motivation was to, I know I sound like a big snob when I say that, but yes, my only motivation was to prove that I can and I will. So that's about motivation. Apart from that, I think my journey up till now, from Kanyakumari to Thrissur right here, has been amazing. I love Kerala. I love the food. It's so green. It's so green. Everywhere you see, you just see green. I like the way you guys haven't compensated on your trees, your wildlife, on your culture. It's very important for a society to bind all of this together and survive as a whole. In a lot of other metropolitan cities, this is eroding. This is completely eroding. You know, a sense of culture, a sense of belonging, a sense of unity. It's fast eroding. But here, I feel that that's not the case. You know, here people would still eat together, see each other whenever they have time, have family gatherings, go to places, go to temples, explore more. So I think that's very important for a community to exist together and to remain so even in the times to come. So that's exactly what I like about Kerala, the cultural thread and how it binds all the religions together. You know, we have so many religions here existing at the same time, but the fact that there is no disharmony and all of them are coexisting at the same time, way better than other parts of the country are doing. I think this is really fantastic. And yes, I'm leaving a lot in Kerala right now. There's a lot I still want to go ahead with. I would like to spend a couple of months in the strawberry farms, couple of months in the tea farms. I'd like to spend some more time in Munnar, in Kochi, so many other places. I haven't been able to do that this time because this is a long journey and I have to, you know, be on the go all the time. But definitely I'd come back, explore Kerala more, because this place has surely touched my heart a lot. For all the people watching this, I'd still want to say that, you know, you have a great place to live in. It would be nice if you keep maintaining it the way it is. Cherish your architecture, maintain your forests, and love your people and dogs. I think that's very important. Having said that, all the girls, I would like to pass on a very special message to you guys. You must start from wherever you are. It's okay. I understand that there are a lot of family hassles, social pressure, and all that jazz. You know, that happens. It's okay. But start from where you are. Write a blog or start a small video or a set of photographs or whatever. Just start something. Start a Facebook page, write a blog, start an Instagram profile. But it's very important to start somewhere. Even if you start from where you belong. Trust me, from where you belong, you feel that this is so normal. It's so okay to see all this green. It's so okay to see all these rivers around. But for the rest of the world, it's not. It's really exclusive and it's really beautiful. So I want you to know that you must start something or the other of your own. And that is how the process of building yourself begins. That's the most important thing, to build yourself. If you are not able to build yourself in whatever way you want to, then I think all of the struggle, all of it that you're putting yourself through is of no good. So start out there, be what you want to be, go where you want to go. That will happen. It happens gradually. You know, you can't just one day pack your bags and say that, you know, I'm on a world tour today. No, so start from where you are and see where the journey takes you. And I understand there will be a lot of social pressure, there will be a lot of, cliches that you might have to fight, break, but at the same time, it's always one step at a time, remember. So take that one step and see where it takes you. It's really important to take that one step and then gradually, you know, be on your own, pave your way upwards, see how the world feels like from the mountaintop. So concluding, I would like to urge you guys to travel as much as possible, irrespective of what gender you are from. Also, it is very important to travel solo. When you feel that option A might not work out. So let's say for a very long time you've been relying on option A in your traveling plans, that this has to work out. And all of a sudden you realize that option A is not working, and you freak out that, oh my God, I was relying on this particular thing for a very long time and suddenly it's not working out. Automatically you would see that option B comes up and it works out. It's very important to travel solo to understand that when one door closes, other open. So only when you see that, okay, nothing is working out, suddenly you yourself will find out a plan to work out things. That's another thing that travel does to you. On contrary, traveling with other tour operators, so yes, I've done that too. A lot of people do that too. But solo traveling is something that builds you. It puts you through challenges that you haven't ever thought about. So I wouldn't say all the travel operators are exploitative, but at the same time, I'd like to reiterate that nothing better can be, you can't experience travel the way you experience it when you're just with yourself. So try doing that if that's possible. I'm sure it'll be a lovely experience, I'm sure you'll have lots of stories to tell, because that's all what we want at the end of the day, to have lots of stories to tell, to have more experiences than ever, and to feel free. Yeah, and describing myself in just 3 words is something that it just doesn't feel right. But I'm sure the more you keep on adding to these experiences, the more words you would find. I have a lot of ideas for my bucket list, but I think bucket list becomes a very narrowed down schedule for things that you would want to do sometime in life or the other. It's by moments that I believe we live. It's every moment can be, or can be a bucket list, can be as magical as a bucket list. Having said that, there are a lot of other things that I would like to do. Catch as many sunrises as possible, experience as many sunsets, live with a lot of people, live in places where people don't know about what's happening to the rest of the world. So I wish I could go back in time and and live with in a world. So I personally believe I've been born in the wrong era. I wish, I really have this thing that I wish I could go back in time, but because I cannot, one of the most important things in my bucket list is to experience as many old things as possible. Anything to do with vintage architecture, anything that takes me an era back. So one of my favorite films is Midnight in Paris. That's what I relate to. So almost all the things that I want to experience are kind of taking a step back from the era we are born in and seeing how the world looks like from the other side. So yeah, that's about it.